So this one is slip and then knits. This happened the other day. I tried to get started, and it was like, no, you can't. You cannot. It was weird. Oh, goodness. Okay. Apparently it has something against me watching my own streams. Okay, good. Now we can get started. So, I don't know, if you joined me a couple nights ago, I did this. And I have a deadline to meet, which is why this is the project for tonight. I want this in the mail by the 9th, so we can get to where it's going by Valentine's Day, which should be Monday. The 9th, I think, is a Wednesday. Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah, pardon me, my hands look like shit. I'm aware. I don't love it. There's not really anything I can do about that. Actually, I've been trying to. And it's like, oh yeah, no, we're not gonna actually heal. Yeah, basically I think I'm having a reaction to all the oil that gets spilled on my hands. And that's not a shocker. I mean, really. I might be a little surprised if it wasn't bothering my skin. Although I'd like it to not be. Because I don't like the fact that my hands look like shit. Like, I'm not what I would call vain. But it's something I can easily see. And because I work on camera, you know, my hands look a little nicer than that. I'm trying to solve the problem. I'm not doing a very good job, though. Like, they're less bad than they were, but I don't know what the issue is. The nearest I can guess is it's a combination of the cold weather and the oil. So I basically started wearing gloves on my hands, just literally to protect them. That's freaking it. It's the only reason. Now, when I do tires, it's not a big deal, right? It's literally just the oil. So I was watching a bunch of comedy skits or specials today on Netflix, and then got serious and watched I Am Legend, which I just finished a little while ago. So I really love this yarn. It's really working with this pattern. And it matches the cup that I got. I also just like this yarn in general. This is my first cashmere. So I need to get back into my schedule. I'm basically trying to do everything that I need to do today. I've started this health program again today, officially. I'm going to go back to the gym tomorrow because I don't go on weekends. I'm going to also try to go to the gym in the morning, that's going to be a lot. It's gonna be, oh god, it's gonna be so much. But I need to. I had a really good habit going on and I just fell off, which apparently sounds like something that happens to me in the winter. Congratulations! You're gonna lose all your motivation. Enjoy. I'm like, what? It's like, yeah! Oh my god, jeez. Oh, cheese and crackers. Y'all saw me on Saturday. I did not go into work because I felt like shit, so I was basically dicking around. By the way, Saturday doesn't feel like yesterday. It feels like 2 or 3 days ago. I know it was yesterday. But this whole working 6 days in a row, not that I did that this week, but I was supposed to, it really fucks with me. My sense of time when I work this much is always trash, but I feel like it's even worse. And then the sheer amount of stuff I have to do for both of my businesses is just, oh god, wow. Yeah. I think I've also unofficially decided to go on a dating hiatus. Not that I was getting dates, not that I was being successful, not that any of it was working. It wasn't. And just focus on my backlog. I have some personal reasons for that, but then I have some obvious reasons of I need to get work done, and social engagements have a tendency to hinder that for me. And I'm not really a fan of social engagements. So, theoretically, I was supposed to meet somebody today, and they weren't feeling well, and I wasn't feeling well, so we're just gonna... I guess we're just assuming that's not happening, which is, you know, honestly, I'm indifferent to it at this point. Just like, okay. So, whatever. I can't bring myself to be really broken up about, anything at this point. I guess basically my reaction is, well, that's unfortunate. But, you know, with no feeling at all. Pardon me while I look like a monster. It's fine. It's fine. No bigs. Oopsie. Oopsie doodle. Huh. That's weird. I think that's actually supposed to be one stitch, and something maybe didn't go all the way over. That's okay. We're going to treat it like one stitch anyway. I keep meeting streamers now, like they're everywhere. I don't even think it was not a thing before. I just think I didn't know. Like, so they were there. I just wasn't aware of them. And it only seems like I'm meeting them everywhere because I'm doing this now too. And so it feels like a relevant bit of conversation that could be had. Not that I'm starting that conversation with anybody specifically at this point. But I have talked about that being like a thing where I'm just gonna practice talking about my work. Not in a, you know, actually talking about it way so much as a, yeah, this is what I do. But matter of fact, I think is the word I want. So now, it's this one. So the funny thing is, these two yarns don't match each other in texture. Like this one is got like almost no visible twist to it, whereas this one has a really, really obvious one. It still works though. So we're gonna call it good. And that's fine. That is fine. So, oh my gosh. Oh my Lanta. We're going to do something real quick though. There we go. Yeah, as you can see, there's writing on my hand. I made a list with permanent marker. Ill-advised. Ill-advised. Okay. I know. God, stop yelling at me. I say that to friend. Be like, I need you to be quiet because I can hear you from over here. And they just start laughing. And then they laughed, and they laughed, and the toaster laughed. Oh my gosh. I think it was on the 4th needle. I meant to go to the yarn shop today and work on this. And instead, I spent all day futzing with my planner and just randomly tidying some things as I got to it. Because, oh wow, I needed to. And I didn't finish anything. Just irritating. Did I take a picture of this? Sugar snaps. I don't remember. It's too late. I've already started. I'm not going to stop now. So if I didn't, well, oops, one of our progress pictures is not going to be there. Yeah, I meant to do a lot of stuff. I still have to do a Patreon poll post. And unfortunately, that includes me I meant to update a picture for it, but I don't know. I don't know if that's going to happen now. Because I needed to do it, you know, during the daylights. And it is no longer the daylight. And so now I'm just like, well, never mind that. And I don't know if I'm going to use my daylight bulb that I've got on my desk and fake it over here. Or what? I don't know. The pants have changed enough that I think it's worth doing that. But and the other option is, okay, hear me out, for me to put up the post and not include that one picture, or include the older picture and then change it out tomorrow after I've taken a picture, which might actually, that may be our solution. All right, so okay, there we go. Note made. Now I've got, was it Manskin Slave playing in my head? So right before this, I made a TikTok. It took me way too long. That's actually why I was late. And I might put my TikTok up as one of my socials here. I don't know. I've got Instagram right now only. Really, when I go on TikTok, I'm just fucking dicking around. I've decided to make a new segment though, and it really just is me being weird. I'm like, yeah, that sounds good. So, And just like, I don't know, sharing things that I do, or just little fun or amusing to me anyway, anecdotes. I don't know. This is all, really a matter of opinion. So I was talking to someone earlier, and I might get in trouble for saying this, but oh fucking well. So they asked me what I was doing, and I, working. What the fuck else am I doing? And I was like, and here's the thing, right? I don't necessarily care what you're doing, honestly. Like, honestly, I don't care. It doesn't involve me. It doesn't matter. Like, if you want to tell me, that's fine. But I probably really, really just don't give a shit. Again, so that's that running joke between friend and I, that they're a robot and I'm a monster. Because we can't human well, and it becomes really evident every time we try. Like, what are the mundanes doing now? Like, oh jeez. Like, can we just go back to our dragon horde, their respective dragon hordes, and just, yeah. That sounds like a much better use of my time. Anyway, so look, I try. Okay, it's not that I'm interested. It's I don't know, a normal point of conversation. If someone asks you something, you return it in kind, right? It's reciprocation. And I don't have a problem with this form of reciprocation, because, it does keep a conversation like moving along, which is, again, that's fine, whatever. Now apparently, while I don't care, I still do this. It seems, I don't know, either everybody else also doesn't care but doesn't bother with it, or they don't understand this concept, which I think is part of why people's ability to converse is nil. It's just like, what in the world is going on? And the answer is, I don't know. So anyway, they ask me what I'm doing, and then I return the query in kind. I was like, okay, what are you doing? Oh, getting ready to watch a movie, make myself a cocktail, I think eat something. I'm like, oh, okay. What are you watching? What are you drinking? To which they gave me an answer. And then I said this or this. Okay, I guess I'll relate this whole fucking conversation to you. I think they were watching Dragon Ball Z. Is what they're watching. And they're going to drink a martini. And that just seems like a really weird combination. But hey, go for it. Just anime and cocktails. Okay. Whatever floats your boat. Anyway, so then I was like, okay, gin or vodka. He's like, oh, God, I hate gin. Vodka. And I'm like, okay. He's like, what's your poison? And I'm like, I don't really drink. And I don't. Like, I may talk about, I probably talk about alcohol a lot more than I actually imbibe. Most of the time, I don't have any in my house. I don't keep it on the regular. I mean, I have a bunch right now, which is probably the most I've had in my home in years. That is actually mine. Like, living with other people, and it's their booze, right? I've got some rum chata. I've got some Jaeger. I've got a bottle of wine, which is totally not for drinking. It's for ritual. I've got some vodka, which is actually also not for drinking. It's for making tinctures. Oh, yeah. Okay, so we're going to move this down a little bit and see what happens. Okay. So you can, like, get a really good look at how bad my hands look. You're welcome. You're welcome. I know. It's just what you wanted. Anyway. But like I said, I don't drink. I just don't. It's not a regular habit of mine. And I'm like, well, if I was going to drink, then this is the answer. Like, I actually like gin, so I'll drink gin and tonic. And So, and I don't know, maybe this is a red flag. That's actually kind of the first thought I had. So then they're like, oh, well, what do you do to relax? And I'm just like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Is drinking alcohol like the way to relax now? Like that's the way to do it? And I was like, oh, ooh, ouch. Mildly disturbing to me, honestly. Because I don't know, like that just, oh, that's just, low key keeps me out. Which, hey, look, whatever you want to do, that's your business. I don't care. I'm not going to be involved. Doesn't really matter to me. But I got to tell you, do I want to hang out with this person? I don't know. Like, if their ideal like relaxation time, like, here's the one where it's like 2 has to involve alcohol. Oh, no, this is not the one. Yeah, no thanks. Like, really? Like, ooh, really? Just because, that just, I don't know, doesn't feel right to me. Which, look, again, no judgment, what you want to do, but like, hey, I get to make decisions about what I want to be around and socialize with, and that is not one of those things. Just like if somebody wanted to hang out at bars all the time, I wouldn't do that. Like, it's a very similar concept. And that's just because that's not my scene. Like, obviously, plague aside, no interest in that. Just none. Just none. So, what? Yeah, that was just so. A conversation for me started to feel super awkward right after that. I was like, okay, all right, well, that's what we're doing, I guess. It's not what we're doing; it's what they're doing. I don't know. And so, anyway, my answer is relax. What's that? Like, I don't relax. And okay, this is an exercise and it takes all kinds. I was like, oh, well, like, so then they asked me again, well, what do you do to relax? And I was just like, I've already said I don't. Like, I didn't understand how I needed to say that again, but apparently I did. I don't know. I don't know whether they just didn't read it, because that's the thing, right? You read like your brain fills and stuff, right? Or whether they didn't understand my answer. I have no idea. I didn't ask. I decided it didn't matter enough to clarify. Also, my manner of clarifying has a tendency to make me sound like an asshole. Like, because I think what would have come out of my mouth was, did you not understand what I just said? Like, read it again. Read your query, and then read my response, and then explain to me how that's not an answer. Like, that's all that's going through my head. And I'm like, yeah, you maybe shouldn't. Maybe won't be well received. But look, that's just how I am. So maybe we should just not censor these things at all. And that'll, right. It'll weed people out a lot more, I guess. I don't know. I'm already jaded enough. I don't need to make it worse. Like, I really, really don't. So anyway. Uh-oh. Oh. So, is this supposed to be... Is this what this is supposed to be? Okay. I don't know. Is it? No, it's not. No, it's not. Oh, I see what's happened here. So there's a pearl here somewhere. It's not supposed to be here. Okay, that's what's happened. There's a pearl here that's not supposed to be there. Oh my gosh. Okay, this is just jacking stuff up. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Don't ask me how I did it. I don't know. Anyway, so I'm like, again, I just repeat my answer, because when people ask me something and I answered to what I feel is clearly to begin with, I'm not gonna like word it a different way. I'm just gonna repeat what I said. And at some point, I guess it'll become clear that I meant what I said. Exactly as I said it. Exactly as I said it. And they'll stop asking. Maybe. Maybe. You know, big maybe. So anyway. It's right here. It's okay. We'll just pull that really tight. So I was like, well, I work a lot. Like, you know, I don't, like, relaxing is not really a thing that I do. Like, I work, and then when my brain can't even anymore, I sleep. And their response to me was, oh, well, that sucks. And I'm like, I mean, no, it doesn't. I don't have a problem with it. I'm fine with it. And I like what I do. So, no. Answer, no. Like, that's a matter of, I think when I actually said this, that's a matter of opinion, and I'm fine with it. And the response was, oh, that's good. And I'm just like, oh, wow. Like, what is even going on in this conversation? I'm like, you know, I don't really know, honestly. So yeah, that was fun. Yeah, had an extensive conversation about kitchen, or scales in general, but kitchen scales. I've been looking for mine all weekend. I finally found it literally minutes before this video. I was looking for a lip gloss that I saw, like, running around my apartment, because my stuff has feet. And because I was doing other things, I didn't. So I noted the lip gloss. I saw it. I was like, oh, there you are. I don't know why you're there. You don't belong there, but I'm doing something else right now. And so I disregarded it. That was what we're going to call a mistake, because I went looking for it and I could not find it. And if I had, put it away like I should have, this wouldn't have been a problem. Anyway, so while I'm looking for it, I end up finding my kitchen scale. And I can understand why I didn't find my kitchen scale, because my kitchen scale was where? Under the bed. What? 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 Why? Like, I genuinely do not know. I knew that it had to be somewhere. It absolutely didn't belong. It had to be. Because that's the only explanation for why I couldn't find it. But I cannot for the life of me think of any reason that it should have been near the bed, much less under it. That's probably not true. But it sounds good. So here we are. Here we are. So the other day I was up super late. I don't know if I said this. I'm going to just say it again. I made a shit ton of drafts on TikTok, and I look like hell, by the way, and like all of them, which is unfortunate, because I really should have taken the time to like look like a human. And I decided, because I was actually theoretically going to go to sleep afterwards, that it didn't matter. Like, looking like a human was irrelevant, because I was gonna go and go ruin it. So doesn't matter. Anyway, was fun. It was super fun. I don't know. I made like 10 or 12 videos, and then I decided, you know, I'm gonna like release these like once a week. And then I saw Chasten use like a reveal sound where it was like, you know, a poorly sung da 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 da, and then the actual song with a nice little bass drop, by the way. And I was like, oh, that looks like fun. I feel like doing a fun thing. I'm gonna do this fun thing. And so I did a fun thing. It took way too long. Way too long. Alright. Oh my god. Okay, come on now. Just like forgot to knit there for a second. What is knitting? What is this? So, here we are. I can't wait till this thing gets big enough where it can collapse in on itself. The cake. This thing right here. And by big enough, I mean the amount used is large enough that I can do that. So this is supposed to be done on circulars, which is why there's a stitch marker in the like notions needed. But I couldn't make the circulars I was using work because I was trying to magic loop it, and that was a mistake. One, the loop wasn't big enough, and so I think that was part of the problem. Two, because it couldn't have been the amount of stitches, right? Because you can magic loop with sleeves and socks. That's not a whole lot of stitches, and this was more than that. So I think really, I mean, technically, yes, that was probably part of the problem, is that there were too many stitches and not enough cable slack. And I think it's a 40-inch cable. So I think a 60-inch cable or an 80-inch cable would have been fine. But those are not typically sizes you need. And so I don't have them handy. Meanwhile, in my knit picks card, I've got all the sizes I want in that, like the lengths of needles. Having this weird deja vu moment. It's weird. I've only worked on this on camera like once too, so I don't know what that's about. I was thinking back to Gareth and Lucia for some reason. I love Gareth. The Dark Prince! I mean, who wouldn't love the Dark Prince? I love the Dark Prince. And he's a hot like there's any other kind. There isn't. There is not. Those are the rules. I didn't make these. It's just how it works. Okay. So I've done 3 rows. So my estimation of each row takes about almost 10 minutes. Yes, no, that's correct. And that's slightly alarming. Like, damn. It's about 8 minutes. Now, a purl row and a knit row are not going to be worked at the same speed. Things people don't think about but are absolutely true for 200. Alex. But yeah, that's a thing. Now the good thing is I've gotten the hang of this pattern enough to not need to stare at it. Like I have a little note of the way the repeat is done. But I've tried to keep this as mistake-free as possible. Normally I don't mind mistakes. Like if it's something for me and like the mistake isn't like it's in just one isolated spot and then it goes back to being correct after that, I don't really worry about that. But this is actually for somebody else. And so, yeah, I'm trying to get it right. I just got commissioned to make another sweater. And I got the money to buy the supplies the other day. So that's going to happen. This will be the 4th time I make that sweater when I get the other 2 that I'm working on done. And really, I'm going to work on the one that I have got done. Or not done, but started now. And then work on that, the new one. And then the last one's actually for me, so if it gets done last, it's not a big deal. Because I technically already have one. I have one in gray. I do want this one. The new one I'm doing is going to be in Espresso Heather. Which is a very dark chocolate brown. It's awesome. I'm going to be sweater twins with the person I'm making the one for now. Because I'm weird and I do stuff like that. Usually it's teacup twins. Because I buy friend teacups or coffee mugs. Because friend drinks coffee. I do not. That reminds me, I have not had any caffeine today. Like, barely any. Allie's being weird on the bed. Rolling around and making all the noise. She's like, you said my name, though. Must announce my presence. And now she's coming over here. So, I can feel the mascara on my eyes. I put absolutely too much on. It's part of why I can feel it. I can also feel it in my eyes because I don't wear makeup like ever. And really just, all I did was throw on some eyeliner on my waterline, some mascara, and some lip gloss. Like, it's pretty much a normal amount of makeup for me. Like, usually that's rounded off with some shadow. But that's it. Like, I don't contour, I don't conceal, I don't foundation. I don't do any of that because I'm tired already. I don't want to do any of that. Friend got a haircut or something done with their hair today. Gotta check in and see what the results are. The results are in. Okay. There she is. Stop! You're being a bug. Don't be a bug. Uh-oh, 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 uh-oh. Oh no. Oh, yeah. That was narrowly a disaster. Oops. That's not right. Is it? It is right. No, that is right. No, it's not. It's right. Yeah, because we're on color A. This is coming along. This is growing like a lot faster than I thought it was. I was not confident that it was going to get done like quickly. But honestly, if I just do like a section at this point, I need to do more than a section at a time. Or more than a section in a day. So what I might do is I might end up doing a lot of this tomorrow. Did not think about the timeline. Yeah, like this doesn't have to be out when I said I wanted it out, but I would like it out because then it will. Will you stop? Will you stop? She's shoving her nose under my arm. Stop! Stop! She's become like a super brat. She's shoving her nose in the crook of my arm, like, you need to pay attention to me. Meanwhile, has she been sleeping like all freaking day? Yeah, most of it. She's just decided that I need to bow down to her whims right now. Negatory. Ghostwriter. Gosh. I do wish I had a 16-inch needle that I was working on. Uh-oh. I think I know what I was being nosed for. We're gonna have to finish what's on this needle, though. You should never stop in the middle of a damn row. Or a round. Like, if you have to, but you really shouldn't. I'm gonna get to the end of this needle, at least. We might have to take a brief intermission. Yeah, we're gonna have to take a brief intermission here. She's like staring me down. She wants to go outside. That's what's going on. Which that is a worthwhile interruption. So write down the time that I stopped. And I'll be right back. Hold on, I'll put this in the chat. Oh, gravy. Out into the cold, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna actually leave my headset here because it's gonna disconnect if I go too far from the phone. So we'll just do that. Come on, BC. Back up. Back up. fucking sigh at me. I want to eat more of those nachos I have. I have returned! Of course, of course, of course. Meanwhile, I'm out there like forever. I'm just thinking to myself, oh my god, why am I still out here? So, I gotta say, it's kind of sad. The cardigan I have on, right, is warmer than my Bulbasaur sweater is. That makes me a little sad. It's not a shocker. This is wool, so it's probably why. But oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. But if I had this on a circular like it's supposed to be, this, I don't know, there would be a smoothness to this transition between stitches because there would be no needles to switch up. It's just literally extra time that goes into doing this. It is super warm in here. Okay, so pull this tight. I'm gonna put this over here. Six more rounds to do? Yeah. I also can't, like, you shouldn't switch needles in the middle of a project. So even if I got the ones I needed, it wouldn't be a great idea to switch these over, even though I really kind of want to. It's funny is I hate making anything with a 16-inch because it's so small. But stuff like this, yeah, no, perfect for that. is what we'll call super annoying. Because I don't have any. Love when I get in a rhythm and then I can just kind of move like clockwork in a pattern. So, I met a tailor the other day, which was actually super exciting because tailoring is something that I want to do. And that was actually like 100% what made me say hi to this person. I was like, you like fabric too? I love fabric. So that was a fun, interesting conversation. We actually ended up talking about the like inability of humans, it seems, to conduct conversations and how just like everybody seems to be really bad at it for some reason. Like at some point in the last decade and a half, people forgot how to converse. It's just weird. But you definitely notice it. A lot of people just they're not good at it, and I don't understand why. I'm still trying to wrap my head around that. All I know is I observed that it is in fact what's going on. People are just they're not good at conversations. They're just not. I don't know whether it's like a lack of interest or connection with the other person or like I don't know, a preoccupation with oneself. No idea. So here's the thing, and I did not want to share this with the person because, gosh, that would have been weird. But so everybody knows, right? We all know here that I work in a garage during the day, and somebody I am speaking to mentioned having some car trouble and how they're going to get their car worked on in sometime this week. And they happen to be getting it done on a day that I'm going to be done, like at the day job. And it's funny to me because I was thinking, like, wouldn't it be hilarious if they came up to where I work to get the work done? And I ended up having to do some of the work. I was like, oh, that would be funny and awkward as hell. And I was really tempted to say, okay, so just a question, where are you getting the work done? But there's like a lot of places around here, so there's actually like the place that I work at. There's one up the street from us. Like I'm in the 7s, and this one's in the 3s, I think. And then there's another one even farther up the street, past where I live. And then there's another one like in the same general area, but like technically a different part of town. And so there's like a lot of them like all over the place. But it's funny because I don't know. It's funny. I'll let you know if I see them. I will report back. Actually, I'm gonna have to tell friend this. I think they'll get a hoot out of it. I can hear them asking me already, well, what are you gonna do? And I'm like, my job. Nothing more, nothing less. Yeah, since I work in the back, I don't run into the customers terribly often. But it would be really, really... So this is what would be funny about it to me. It would be really funny if I ended up working on their car and came up to, you know, bring the keys and the paperwork. And they saw me, because I am kind of hard to miss, right? You're not going to mistake me for somebody else. And this will be the first time they would have met me, like, in person. So if that happens, that's going to be interesting. I'm probably going to get some looks from my coworkers. They're going to be like, what was that all about? I'm like, don't worry about it. So apparently we're going to have to cut this recording short. I've got, my phone is, the battery is getting super low. And I don't want to upset the technology gods by like running it down past 10%. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish this. And I'll finish working on it. I just won't finish it on camera. Which generally what I've been doing, right, is finishing when I start on camera. But I have a bunch of other stuff to do. Like I have a embroidery class, like, workshop I'm doing. You know, I need to put up the poll for project time. Let's see. It's a bunch of stuff. Need to call friends, see how their hair situation went. I don't actually know what they were doing other than stuff. It's really specific, I know. But we got not quite halfway through this. But I need to take a picture of this in the morning. So what we're going to do is finish this up. That also reminds me, I need to update the pictures on this. Anyway, because I do. So there we go. As you can see, it's almost got this little stripey business going, which is kind of cool. But yeah, I gotta get off of here. So long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, and goodbye. And I'm gonna try and show up here every day this week, and then hopefully my hands will steadily look better. And also, I'm gonna do my best to make sure that I refine the profile here. So y'all have a good evening, and I will catch you on the morrow.